After taking RJ Harvey in the second round, what will the run game look like for the Broncos in 2025? This is your Denver Sports Daily for April 30th.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
The Broncos passed up on a few opportunities to grab a higher graded running back in players like Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson. Those guys were still, available-ish. Some of them you have to trade up for. The Broncos traded down. Now, they still took RJ Harvey nonetheless with the 60th pick. And Harvey could be that joker that Sean Payton was looking for. His open fields abilities are great, and he's one of the better pass-catching RBs that was available in this draft. He averaged 13 yards per reception last year, and Payton has spoken very highly of Harvey. He seems to be very fond of his game. Now, what I will say is that Sean Payton does this stuff, though, where he'll act like he had the perfect draft board. He got everybody that he actually wanted. He finessed everything out of every other team. Like, he knew exactly who he was going to get. And it doesn't feel like that's true. RJ Harvey is the exact type of player I'm not a fan of. I don't like the fact that they took RJ Harvey when somebody like Caleb Johnson was still on the board. Harvey is a 24-year-old, 5'8", 205-pound running back. You're getting a small guy there, and he's 24. He'll be 28 when his rookie contract is up. Is this really the type of player that we want to put a second-round pick into? I don't think it's a good pick at all. And people are going to maybe be upset by this. RJ Harvey's great. Sean Payton knows what he's doing. This is a guy that Sean Payton likes. Yes, Sean Payton likes every player. He'll say he likes a player just because that's the player that he got. And I don't blame him for that. That's what a coach is supposed to do. You want to be there for your guys. You pick him in the second round, you better be a fan of him. But RJ Harvey is not the guy that the Broncos should feel confident about as a running back now. That shouldn't be their running back that they got. They got a good run game now because they don't. So how will Harvey fit into the running back room? Now, right now, the Broncos have Jaleel McLaughlin, Audric Estime, Tyler Beatty. They've got those guys, but Harvey could be that first and second down running back that takes over from what we saw last year. So we could see some changes. And honestly, I hope Harvey gets a lot more chances to prove himself because I'd hate to see him get that same treatment as Audric Estime. Where you're not even playing half the games. You're not suiting up for the playoffs, that kind of stuff. Give RJ Harvey a chance. Let him prove that he is something. But I'm not seeing much in this guy. And again, that right there, the 5'8", 205 pounds, that's not a running back in my eyes. That's not what I want to see ever on a team. You're getting small guys, and I get it's hard to tackle them. You want a shorter running back, sure. Some of them more burst, fair. But RJ Harvey, is he the guy? 24-year-old? I'm not a fan of that pick. And I'll say it. I'll be honest. I've had some time to think about it. When the draft actually comes out, you're of course excited to see a running back in the second round. But after really looking at RJ Harvey, I'm not seeing much that I'm really confident in for the Broncos run game. And it's really a shame because this was supposed to be a draft where they have opportunities to build around Bo Nix. And they didn't. They really didn't. They took, RJ Harvey, and then they got the receiver in the third round, who's, again, not the best option. It doesn't feel like the best way to build around Bo Nix on the offense. They had multiple chances to do so, and they didn't. Again, Omarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, those guys were there, and they just really didn't go after it. It's a pain because they had those opportunities, and they just squashed them. Now, moving on, the Nuggets got a huge win over the Lakers in Game 5 last night. In the most important game of the series, the Nuggets completely dominated the Clippers, beating them 131-115 to prove that they are still contenders. Playoff Jamal is back. Murray recorded 43 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals. By far his best game of the series so far. And it may be the exact type of performance he needed to regain that confidence that we've seen from him. We've seen him in the playoffs. He's been outstanding. And it's just, it's that kind of thing that you get a game like that and you just get carried throughout the rest of the playoffs. 43 points is the best performance I've seen from Jamal Murray in honestly the past 2 playoffs. I didn't see anything like this in his last playoff run. And that's because he was dealing with some injuries. But this kind of thing right here, this is what kicks it into gear to make this team another championship a contender once again. Now, his incredible stat line paired nicely with Nikola Jokic's 13-point, 10 rebound, and 12 assist triple-double. These are the performances that won a championship. You don't need Nikola Jokic to go out there and put up 50 points. In fact, it's worse when he has to put up 50 points because when he scores, the Nuggets don't win. We've seen that. Let him facilitate the ball. He doesn't need those 30-point, 20 rebound, 20 assist triple doubles. Don't make him do all the work. Take the work into your own hands. And that's what the team did. The entire starting five was in double-digit scoring figures, and Russell Westbrook joined them off the bench, posting 21 points. Those two, Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray, played incredibly. Their scoring output was insane. Now, game fives are always must-wins, and the Nuggets knew it. Now, they had a huge edge. Now they have a huge edge as they head to LA for game six. They've got this series in the bag. Now, their next game is tomorrow, and they have a chance to finish the first round strong with a win. The most important game of a series, of any series, is game five, and they went out there and they made a statement. They won on their home turf. They won on their court. They dominated the Clippers. And you know what? What I really think happened is that Jamal Murray, remember, the Clippers play in LA too. And if there's anything Jamal Murray hates, it's LA. He's bringing that same hatred for the Lakers over to the Clippers and putting up 43 points. He was on fire last night. It was crazy to watch. It's like he couldn't miss any shot that he put up. Now, moving on, are the Avalanche in some serious trouble? After losing on Monday, the Avs went down 3-2 in their series with the Stars, and history is not kind to the teams who've been in this position before. Now, throughout history, only 20.8% of teams who go down 3-2 in any round of the playoffs are able to advance to the next round or end up winning that series. Now, if the Avs are able to win on game 6 tomorrow, they would greatly improve their chances. Most teams win in game 6 when up 3-2, but only 52.5% of teams who are leading the series, the Stars in this situation, who are leading the series, if it goes to game 7, only 52% of 0.5 teams win. I know that's a lot of numbers I just threw at you guys, but basically, if they can force it to a game 7, the Avalanche, they've got about a 50% chance of advancing to the next round. And that's what history says. So they need to get a win tomorrow, because losing in the first round would be the worst possible way to go out. With Gabe Landeskog's return, not capitalizing on that, first of all, would be a shame. And then adding to that, we'd likely see the end of the Jared Bednar era, because losing in the first round, that's a coach's issue right there, especially when your whole team is healthy. That's a coaching issue. Now, the Avs are back at home tomorrow in a crucial game 6. And if they want to win, they'll have to bring that same energy we saw in that game 1 4-0 blowout. But again, it's hard to keep that energy when you get beat 6-2 in that game against the Stars on Monday. Just terrible, terrible performance from the Avs all around the board, especially in the goalie play. Mackenzie Blackwood, I hate to hold him accountable like that because I love him so much, but that was a lot of that fell on him. 6-2 is never what you want to see, especially in a playoff game. Now, that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I'll be back with you guys again tomorrow. We got a big few games tomorrow, previewing a bunch of those. We got an Avalanche and Nuggets game. Game 6s for both of them. Huge, huge games. We need a win for both of those teams. Need it so bad. And after the draft, of course, talking a bit more about each position, where they're going to fit in. Again, I'm not a fan of RJ Harvey at all. I don't like the pick. And if you disagree, please let me know, because I'd love to hear your guys' comments about that. But that'll do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Until then, y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all.